Let me talk about something that I found kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys caught Deion Sanders. So Deion Sanders was talking about the NFL Hall of Fame, and he was on the Rich Eisen show talking about the NFL Hall of Fame. And was it last week or earlier this week when I was talking about the Hall of Fame, and it's not the Hall of Elite. Was it this week or last week? I don't even remember.
Actually, it was last week.
Last week, right?
Probably you know what?
Senior
It was
Bowl,
over.
right?
No, it was over the weekend.
Oh, really?
It was
Oh,
over. It
because
was,
we were working. That's right.
Yeah,
That was
Saturday.
on Thursday
It
or
was
Friday. Yeah.
Saturday or so. I can't remember which day it was, but we were either at Craig's Inn, Hialeah Park Saturday, or Toyota on Sunday.
Yes.
Toyota Hollywood.
And one of the segments I explained, because we keep talking about the Hall of Fame, right? And players that are getting in, and like Eli Manning was the subject. And I've pointed out, and I gave you examples, like like when my boy Bill here, Dan Hampton, who obviously is Bears, and a guy that was a hell of a player, but maybe not an elite guy. And not maybe, he wasn't an elite guy. And neither is Eli, right? He's not. He's not Joe Montana, right? Right? There's Joe Montana and there's Eli, correct? Tom Brady and there's Eli, correct? I mean,
Joe Montana is the closest thing to Brady. Yeah, like Brady replaced
that's
him.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's
Eli's.
Right.
He's not even in Bradshaw or Roger Staubach's.
Right, exactly. So, and there have been plenty of players, basketball, football, baseball, that we can argue that are not the creme de la creme, and they're getting in. They're really good, really, really good, but they're not, the elite. And that's why I said it's not called the Hall of Elite. It's called the Hall of Fame. And it's not really, the problem is we've had these definitions of
Tell me I'm not good.
Yes.
January 25th.
Oh,
what
yes.
segment?
Yes, the third segment there, yes.
Am I good or what?
Yes. Fourth segment, yes. Hall of Elite, yes. So that's what I'm saying. And let me tell you that Deion pretty much was talking about what we were talking about over the weekend with the Hall of Fame with Rich Eisen. Let's play this soundbite of him talking about how the Hall of Fame is watered down.
Hall of Fame is skewed now. I don't even know what a Hall of Fame is. How can Barry Bonds not be a Hall of Fame? How can Roger Clemens not be a Hall of Fame? But before all the accusations, I think Barry Bonds had 3 MVPs before you even start accusing him of anything. How can he not be a darn Hall of Famer?
Well, I can look at Bonds and say he accomplished enough. I can't.
Roger Clemens was still Roger Clemens. I faced Roger Clemens. He's still Roger Clemens. And then when it comes to football, what is a darn Hall of Famer? What is a Hall of Famer now? Is it a guy who played a long time? It's so skewed now. I don't know what's what. Once upon a time, a Hall of Famer was somebody who changed the darn game, who made you want to provoke you to reach in your pocket and pay for admission to see that guy play. Forget the rest of the team. You wanted to see that guy. That's not a Hall of Fame anymore. Everybody, Tom, Dick, and Harry, you're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. You're a Hall of Famer. And they let everybody in this thing now. It's not exclusive anymore. And I don't like it.
Okay, what would be your definition, though?
Someone who changed the game, had a profound take and a profound influence on the game. Randy Moss, Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
You don't have to think about that.
Barry Sanders.
You don't have to think about it.
Eli Manning.
You got to ponder the thought.
And he's right. Now, again, that's the problem here. We have all now created what we think is our definition of the Hall of Fame. And that's until the Hall comes out with a criteria that you've got to be in order to get in. That's why it's so wide. That's why there's a variety of people. That's why Eli Manning is going to get in, because he's part of 2 Super Bowls and he played in a clutch manner during those Super Bowl runs and those Super Bowl games. That puts him into the Hall of Fame, even though he has a 500 career. Even though he played on some bad teams down the stretch too with the Giants, and it wasn't really his fault that if they were better, they might have been better with him, and he might have actually looked better. But that's what the Hall of Fame is all about. It's not really, we've never said it's what we assume, right? And listen, actually with Deion on this, I would prefer that the Hall of Fame be about the elite. And like he said, we got to have 5. Why do we have to meet a quota? He's right. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough. If nobody's that year to induct anybody, it's fine. But again, it's got to be Deion Sanders, and it's got to be Rod Woodson, and it's got to be Ronnie Lott, and it's got to be the guys that are just absolutely difference makers. That's how we got to, if we're going to make the Hall of Fame that, then we allow Michael Jordan, not Mitch Richmond. Sorry. I love Mitch Richmond, and I think he's a Hall of Famer because that's the way the Hall of Fame is today. But he was a really, really good player, not an elite player. Right? Dominique Wilkins was an elite player. I don't know if I put Mitch Richmond as an elite player. And Dominique and Mitch have the same thing. They didn't win jack. You know what I'm saying? But Neek, come on, man. Neek was special.
Closest thing to Jordan.
Right.
At that time, he was.
And he elevated his team, and he was a nasty, nasty, nasty player.
Yeah, how that Atlanta team with all them guys didn't do more than they did. What? They get a couple of Eastern Conference appearances, right? Finals? That's it?
I don't even know. Maybe one only. I don't even know
So
if they had a
with the
couple.
Celtics, that's it?
Yeah, I think maybe one. I don't even know if they got that far more than once. But my point is, if we're going to make it that, then that's fine. But we're past that already, ladies and gentlemen. They're not going to start booting people out. It's just not going to happen. You know? They're not going to do that.
We have a correction.
All right, you're no longer good enough for the Hall. We're going to put you out. It's not going to happen. We jumped the shark. The ship has sailed. Whatever line you want to use, it's over, bro. And we're not making it the Hall of Elite. In a perfect world, I would make it the Hall of Elite. And it would be smaller and less people would be in it. It would be more precious to get in. But that's not what we are in this world. We anoint people, like I told you earlier, way before they've earned it. Hey, look at the Panthers. They paid all these young guys before they accomplished anything. And so far, they still have yet to accomplish anything. And they've all made a boatload of money. And look, Huberdeau's a hell of a player. Barkov is nasty. But as a team, haven't won squat. And yet everybody got paid on that team. All those young guys got paid. We have a tendency of rewarding people way too early because we're so desperate to anoint them the next great one. And I have to agree with Deion on this one. But unfortunately, what Deion wants, what I want, what some of you want, it'll never happen. We're way past it already. The Hall of Fame is not really the Hall of the Elite. It never has been, pretty much. Because they've been letting guys in that we could have an argument about. And that what Deion was saying, I told you guys this the other day. Ed Kaplan told me this 29 years ago. Okay? If you have to think about it, then he's not a Hall of Famer. He told me that nearly 30 years ago, starting radio at WINZ at Wins, at 940 Wins. Okay? Back in 92. He told me that. And it's stuck to me since that day.
It's a really good line, man.
It's a great line, and it's true.
Yeah.
If you have to have a discussion, then he does not belong in the Hall of the Elite. We can have a discussion to put you in the Hall of Fame, but the Hall of the Elite,